Love. We love ice cream. We love all of our electronic gadgets. We love the greatest new pop star and sensation. But do we really understand the meaning of the word? Love is a noun and a verb. So let's start with the noun. What is love, and what does it mean? And what better way to begin than to consult with a poet? W.H. Auden characterized love as an intense attention to someone or something, to care. Unfortunately, our English word for love is a little weak and often falls apart. Agape means deep affection. Eros means romantic love. Philia means brotherly or platonic love, as in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. It's one thing to have the love of Christ in our heart, but we also need to have the love of Christ in our thoughts and our deeds. Okay, so what does love look like in deeds or in action? Well, let's consult 1 Corinthians 13. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for the self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut or have a swelled head. Love doesn't force itself on others. Love doesn't fly off the handle. Love doesn't keep score of other people's wrongs or mistakes. Love puts up with anything. Love always looks for the best and never looks back. It keeps on going. So, love is the act of seeking or maintaining the good of another. Love is an intense attention to someone or something. And love is part of the fruit of the Spirit, one of our tools in our spiritual toolkit. Okay, now comes the verb business. How do we love? And with what? Well, we're reminded of the greatest commandment found in Mark 12, where we're taught to love the Lord our God with our heart, our soul, our mind, and our strength. And let's simplify and condense that a bit and just think of loving God with our head, heart, and our hands. And what would that look like? When we love God with our head, we're watching instructional videos or the news to become educated in the world's events. And we use scholarly materials to help us interpret and understand the Word of God. We may even form study groups and have discussions. We might even get online to learn some things. When we love God with our heart, we're simply spending time for contemplation, reflection, and prayer, hanging out with God. And hands is when we serve others, and when we serve others, we're serving God. Notice the conjunction and. We use all three of these to love God. But wait, there's more. We're also supposed to love our neighbor as ourself. So let's unpack this a little bit. When we love ourselves, sometimes we may love ourselves a little too much at the expense of others. But we do need to have self-care. We need to love ourselves by taking care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. For some people, they find it hard to love themselves, and they may even find it hard to believe that God can and does love us. So let's go back to the neighbor business. It's easy to love people we know and, well, like. And it's easy to love people who are like us. But what about loving people we don't necessarily like? How do you love people who are not like you? And how do we love people we don't even know? People on the other side of the world. We can begin by living an environmentally friendly and sustainable life so it has minimal impact, negative impact on others around the world. We can love others around the world by buying products that are made fairly and under safe labor conditions. We can love others by embracing and practicing policies that it's fair to everyone around the world and not just our own self-interests. Back to the greatest commandment. We love our neighbor as ourself with our head by learning, reading, studying, listening to learn about others and to gain insight into ourselves. With our heart through prayer, compassion, and contemplation of who we are and whose we are. With our hands by serving and acting in ways that benefit everyone. Love is the intense attention and affection toward those we already know and love, who love us, who are hard to love, and we may not even know or see. We love not just by what we say. That's easy to say we love someone or something. It's harder to love by how we live, what we buy, what we wear, what we drive, and what we eat and drink. Now, this may be a whole new way of thinking about how we love. We love when we take care of ourselves. We love when we take care of each other. We love when we take care of the environment. And we love God when we do all of these things.